What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I was yesterday years old when I learned that it takes about 30 days to pass a kidney stone. You think the doctors might have wanted to mention that, but if I need to stop, drink some water, actually take some time during Market Watch, please understand that's something I need to do. And the live streams will still be going on Friday today, 7 Central, but I may be slower at times. I may disappear for a little bit to go take something or make sure that I'm okay and talk to my wife, so things will be a little bit choppier than usual. That being said, Eternity Code is crashing down in prices, and some interesting things have happened in the last 24 hours if you've been watching. Access Code Talker dipped to a low of $56 by multiple sellers. 11 copies by one, 3 by another, and single ones lining up next to it. Those are all gone, and I wonder if it is natural people throwing themselves at the market or somebody with vested interest, as a lot of people think this will be a $90 card down the road. So I do think it was individuals, because over on eBay we see it actually higher priced than TCG now, and the competition on TCG Player for this is so many people at the line that I think they will begin undercutting each other once again, and we'll see this go down a little bit before it goes up. But it is a great pickup. I do think long term this will go up. That's why a lot of sellers don't want to list it any lower than it is, and why you see it a little higher on eBay. So use my TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra and supporting the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying and helping me pay my medical bills whenever you see a price that you like today with Eternity Code. Gearsu at $44. I personally didn't think this would continue to crash on down way under 50, but here we go on a ride. Could this actually go towards 35? I don't know about that one, but man, the Dark Neostorm effect really coming into play here, where everything is so good that it can't all be worth money. Vendors are opening up tons of cases. They're getting the Starlight rares out of every other case, some of them getting them in every case, others getting none. It really is kind of a show to watch whenever you see mass openings and somebody gets none of them, and then others are like, yeah, I got one every case. So there's always that gamble when it comes to opening cases, but you know, that's such a home run whenever they're getting one of these out of Eternity Code, it feels like. Archosaur is far under 30 at $25. I didn't see this one crashing like this. I honestly didn't. Like, this one going way under 30 so soon. I called 30 as like a low estimate, as a like, look, this card is going to go down over weeks. Wow, did that crash into the floor. Ghost Mourner is kind of surprising, considering it got early buyouts when it came to this card, and it tried to respike towards 40, and now it's already back towards 30, where people originally tried to buy this one out at. I do think this will have more of a meta impact than people give it credit for. I do think it's a great card. Link Ross, far under $20. This blows my mind. Although the competition is ramping up, this is just absurd to me, considering it was doubled in price and people were paying that number after it started around 22. So we actually see this just taking a nosedive. Let me reiterate here, for ultra rares, you're barely pulling above a playset of each on average per case. You now have 14 different ultra rares. To pull 3 of each puts you up towards 42, and how many are you gonna pull a case? That's 4 per box. That's 48. So look at those numbers and do consider how much harder ultra rares are to get now. But again, even with the new ratios, that Dark Neostorm effect is in place, where everything's so freaking good, it can't all be worth money. But I do think there's a few key cards that will go up from here. My personal picks are easy ones: Access Code Talker and Link Ross, although like I said, this is going to go down before up, and maybe Gearsu. But it's going to be very few things that respike from here until months later. Like, we're talking 2 to 3 months, not 2 to 3 weeks. So do keep that in mind. But wow, look at Gizmek who could fall out from its original hype. Look at that. It is beautiful. And man, if you're looking at Madolche Salon, Ravenous Croco Dragon, it is a great time to be buying some of these cards versus the previous prices. I really freaking appreciate these. Wow, Fusion Deployment at $2. There are some great buys to be had, some great long-term investments, but do always keep in mind you're racing next year's Battles of Legends, Megatons, and maybe even the March reprint set, although usually the March reprint set would go for something like iGas. Could skip ahead. Konami's been making some rogue moves. So yeah, look through iGas, see if there's prices you like. Man, I remember this spiking up before, and look at that. Parallel Exceeds, ton of people spending dollars. People are pulling like 5 per box. Commons are so easy. They're half of the set. 50 of the cards are common, 50 are holographic. So yeah, commons are way easier to pull than they were. But look through here. Take a gander and decide. Super rares are also harder than they ever were to get because of these new ratios. Super ultras and secrets, all harder to get. We'll watch this play out long term from such a popular set. Speaking of buyouts, I listed this yesterday in the community tab. On days where I don't post a video, I will make an active effort to post in the community tab. I did so twice yesterday. Once with a meme. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's some original content, by the way. Then with this Stay Classy Field Center, which actually sold out. I usually don't bring things that sell out, but I just want to mention Stay Classy. Use code What's Good 5. I saw people posting without the code. Save yourself some money and support the channel whenever buying. And this is one of those things you didn't know you needed till you saw it. They do unlimited runs sometimes. I imagine the fact that this sold out in a day. 6ix9ine, nice. I see you, sponsor. I stay in classy. But seriously, I could see them doing an unlimited wave of these, but their unlimited waves are also usually just 100. So I could see that selling out very fast too, considering this sold out in a day. Masked Hero Dark Law is towards $300, and give me a second real quick. $300. Are you gonna get sales rates at that? Probably not, but boy, the people decide that, wow, I got some money here. I'm working overtime. I still have a bit of my check. I have those kinds of things. What should I go after? Apparently, Masked Hero Dark Law was their answer. I do think that this is just gonna permanently go up. I don't know if it's going to hit above the 200 mark permanently or fall towards 180, but I do think we're not going to see it head back towards its own market price. I think this is going to stick up for a very long time, even though heroes have kind of exited the meta. Even though that Malicious Tattoo has really knocked them down a peg. They were getting first place regional, second place regional. We're not seeing them really perform at the online events. But I am a huge Dark Law fan. You can generically fit him in here and there thanks to Mass Change 2. We'll see if there's anything in the future with him. Number F0 had a buyout. This is a penny stonk I suggested a while ago, especially for the secret rare foiling being prismatic as a rarity that you can't really have fall down too hard, and World Superstars a set that's been getting more focused lately. This is up towards $15. Now, I don't think it'll necessarily stick there, but I could see this sticking towards 8 depending. He does have future support that just lays straight on top of him, you know, the cheating Xyzes. So that's a thing that can happen, and that's going to be somewhere in the future, and maybe it could even see a secondary spike there. Do keep in mind there is a lower rarity version of him, though. This isn't the end-all, be-all for this card. Some Starlight rare buyouts, speaking of high-end ones like Dark Law. We see that Win got almost completely bought out. I think it's getting really absurd with how people are going after Starlights, and a ton of people are expecting this to crash. I think what it's proven is how much Yu-Gi-Oh! Players / investors are willing to spend on something truly rare and special within sets. When you can only pull a specific one out of every 8 or 1 out of every 10 cases on average, because there's 4 to 5 different ones and they're 1 per every 2 cases, that's 48 boxes, you know, out of every 2 cases. It is very interesting to see how people are diving in after that, and it made people look around, man, these prize cards sure feel undervalued. Man, you know, these ultimate rares sure feel undervalued. It's pulling everything up with it. It's not just checks that happened. It's not just people getting extra money from pay. It's definitely this part that made people realize people are willing to spend way more on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so Starlight rares have really drugged the market upwards with them. And remember, when events return, that $99.99 cap for vendors, $99.99, is gone, and vendors can sell cards for pretty much whatever they want to, which is going to help enforce this. So yeah, multiple Starlights selling out here. We see the Evil Eye going back up, and quickly, 250. We see a lot of new sellers suddenly listing these. Do be careful with that. I've heard of some things I saw on Facebook. Somebody got 3 ultra rares when he ordered 3 Apolosas, but he videotaped his opening like a very smart person. That guy tried to send certified mail along with the scam. Thank gosh he videotaped that. So do be careful with your packages. I highly suggest if you're buying high-end cards, videotape the opening. Don't move the camera. Get the camera stable. Put your cards in front, and don't let that package leave the scene once you start opening. be very careful buying these kinds of things. Rose has already fallen back down a significant amount, though. This is interesting to see how quick people are willing to list this in multiple copies with semi-high feedback here. Top-rated sellers as well. So some of these buyouts are just seeing come back down very fast, but as you know, the multiple buyouts on these go, as the sets get older, such as Win being one of the first Starlights, you're gonna see them become more permanently upped in price, it feels like, and less people willing to budge on each spike. Final thing was an actual interesting question from a live stream. John, did I do a good job getting Signet Mining as a secret rare? And my usual answer is go first, Ed, or bust. But right now, you see the ultra rares are actually bubbling $10, and the secret rares are bubbling at 11 for unlims. 1,000,000%, you could see this. Possibly in the Megatons as a super rare, as a downed rarity. And with the secret rares, I think you didn't do too bad, even unlimited, but the first edition stamps matter most. I would consider, you know, going first ed if you can, but with this big of a price gap, $3 more to protect your investment for how far it will fall down versus how far the ultra rare and how many copies of those will fall down if there's another reprint. The secret rare, even unlimited, is a far better hold, and those who got first editions earlier for the cheaper prices, you did a great job. But still here, usually my critique would be first ed or bust. You didn't do too bad doing unlimited versus ultra rares here, considering you're only spending like $3-4 more bucks, and it's going to fall way less should there be that extra reprint. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. Keep up with that community tab for things that may pop up on days that I'm just not able to upload. The pain has reflared a couple of times. Not too bad since I do have the proper tools to deal with that now, thanks to doctors. But it's going to be lasting a while, so do bear with me on that front.